All right, welcome. This is a little bit of an introduction to the field study for Unit 4 dealing on pollution. So, what you're going to need for this is from the procedures, a few basic items that you can find around your house. You might want to start looking now and preparing for the milk carton. Usually if we can just get mom to not throw it away, we can find one, but it might take a couple of days. So tell mom now, hey, save me the next milk carton. Okay? So you're going to take this milk carton, and from it you will need to cut 12 pieces of plastic that are 8 by 8 centimeters. So yes, either do some conversion or find some kind of a ruler that has centimeters on it. And if you need procedures on how to do that, your lab guide has some detailed ones, but essentially 8 by 8 centimeters, and you need 12 of them. When you get them cut out, you're going to put a hole in one end and then put a loop of string or yarn through it, and then you're going to hang it somewhere, kind of like a Christmas tree ornament. All right? Where are you going to put them? All right, notice you made 12 sensors. 12, not 1, 12. You're going to pick 4 different locations, and you will put 3 sensors in each location. Why 3? Because sometimes stuff happens. The wind blows one away, one gets lost, a dog eats it. You want to have multiple sensors in each location, first of all, to make sure that maybe one of them just didn't, for some reason, get some anomalous data. Maybe it fell in the dirt and got a whole bunch of stuff on it, or maybe a kid threw something at it. If you have 3, then you can determine what the average is for that place, as well as with 3 you can have a backup in case something happens. All right, you will need to pick 4 places and put 3 sensors in each location. What makes a good place? All right, so there's a couple ways to think about this. You can look at indoor air quality, which worldwide is actually the #1 air quality problem and causes the most deaths. So you can choose to go indoor if you want, in which case you want to pick 4 places inside your house. Now, you don't want to pick, this corner of my living room, and 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 then put your 3 sensors like so. Guess what? Is that going to show you anything interesting? No. Okay. However, say you've got your big old house right here, and you have your kitchen. That would be a good place. Put 3 of your sensors in the kitchen. Maybe put 1 over by the fridge, 1 by the stove, 1 by the dishwasher, 1 over the dining area, wherever. 3 places in your kitchen. Then maybe put 3 in your bathroom. Then maybe put 3 down where you guys watch TV, whether it's a living room or a family room. Maybe put 3 there. Maybe 1 by the couch, 1 by the TV, 1 near the floor. Somewhere. Okay. Then maybe for your 4th place, choose the garage or a bedroom or a storage room, something under the stairs. But choose 4 places in your house. Now, if you're going to be brave, and you might get much more interesting data this way, choose some place outside of the house. And if you're going to choose around your home, say here's your lot. There's your house right there. Put a little house there. You could choose as one of your places maybe some bushes or trees near the driveway. Maybe you would put 3 of them in those bushes or trees. Maybe put 3 in some place where the exhaust comes out of your furnace or from a fireplace. You could put 3 over maybe next to Maybe you have an area of your yard that doesn't have grass growing on it, maybe a garden spot. So there's some exposed dirt there. Maybe put one by your entryway. Say you have, I don't know, a bush near the entrance to your house. Maybe put 3 there. Okay, choose some interesting places. 4 locations, 3 sensors in each location. Now, if you decide to go be brave and do something else, that can be really interesting. Say you choose a park or a parking lot. You could, parking lots are big old things. Here you have the store right here, and they quite often will have like islands throughout the parking lot with maybe a tree growing in it. You could put 3 in those sensors in the tree. Maybe put 1 over here by the traffic signal where a lot of cars stop and their exhaust is spewing out. You could put 3 sensors up here by the front of the store where maybe a lot of people have their last drag on their cigarette before they go in. Yeah, so choose 4 different locations and put 3 sensors in each of those locations. If you choose to do something outside of your home, you just want to make sure that you check with people. Here in my community, I took care of the grounds at a local bank here for about 10 years, and it just so happened I went down there to, I can't remember if it was pull some weeds, do something or whatever, and the police were there. And this lady had walked by some of the bushes and found a geocache in the bushes, and she didn't know what it was. I knew it had been there for years, and I'd seen some geocachers doing it, so I knew what it was, but she thought it was a bomb and called the police, and the police were there checking it out, making sure it wasn't a bomb. So yeah, just make sure that you get permission. If you do it at the store or whatever, just say, hey, I'm gonna be collecting some data, this is what it looked like, so you don't cause any problems. So all right, once you get your 8 by 8 centimeter piece of plastic cut out of your milk jug, draw a 4 centimeter square on your piece. So you're going to have your piece of plastic like this with your hole there. You will draw a 4 by 4 centimeter square in the middle of it with a Sharpie. Okay, you will label it with where you put it. I'm putting it on next to the driveway, and it is sample number 3 because you need to keep track of them all. Then that square that you drew, you are going to slime up with Vaseline like so. Okay? Next slide. I gotta scroll down for it though. Here we go. Okay. Then you need to go hang them up, and then you have to wait. How long do you wait? You want to gather data for 7 days. So don't set this up the day before the field study is due. You can't time lapse 7 days in a couple of overnight hours. I really, 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 really encourage you to cut out your milk jugs at the beginning of Thanksgiving break, set them up, and let them collect data during the break. And then you can hit that field study hard with the data compilation part of it that's coming later. If it rains or it blows a lot, you might want to go out and check them. If it rains, you might have to reapply some of the Vaseline. If it blows, you might want to pick it up and put it back up where you had it. Okay? Yeah, check them more than once. Okay? And it's not a bad idea to, every time you check them, accumulate data, because if you check it on day 1 and you find out there are 3 things on it, and on day 2 you see 8 things, and on day 3 you see a total of 12, on day 4 you see 18, day 5 you see 27 pieces of particulate on there, day 6 you get, say 32, and on day 7 you go and it's gone. Well, guess what? You've accumulated a lot of data already. And just because you weren't able to get that last piece of data, you can still use what you've gotten so far if you check it consistently. So I do encourage you to go out and check it. All right, there's this sample data table in your lab. Feel free to use it. Notice here that they have got the location is, say like right here, bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, and family room. Okay? Or you can branch out. Look how this person has done the bedroom, the backyard, someplace in a park-like setting, and then in a parking lot. So you don't have to think just inside your house if you want. I was just using those as examples. Then down this way, here are your 3 that you placed in each location, a total of all of them, and then an average, so that you can compare the average at each of your 4 locations. Okay, now you need to go to the data crunching section of the field study. Go to Error Now, and here's the website. It's in your field procedures also. When you get there, you'll see a map that looks something like this. You'll want to click on our area, or you can type in the zip code right here. When you do, if you just click on the state, you'll get a screenshot there of all the air quality monitors throughout the state. You can scroll down and find the one closest to you. When you do, click on it and you will get this information here. Notice it tells you what the predicted, what today's high was, and tomorrow's high, what their prediction for tomorrow's high is. Also what it currently is, because just like how temperature fluctuates, the air quality fluctuates too. With temperature, with traffic, with wind, all of those things will influence it. Now on this, you will need to get a couple of pieces of information: the particulates, what it is, the good versus, if it's good, fair, whatever. And then there is another table for you to fill out with information that you glean from that website. All right. The rest of the field study is poking around at that Error Now and looking at historical data. Okay, you can do this part of it. You just follow the directions in the procedures. Make sure you answer questions completely and include data tables and graphs that you are asked to create. Again, submit it to the Dropbox. Access to the Unit 4 test is triggered by submitting this assignment, so get it in. Any questions? You send me a K-mail, stop by Live Help. Otherwise, here's something to get you in the mood for this. Okay. All right. Good luck.